Hello again. Today we're going to be talking about setting your own personal goals in your Language Life program. Just as a reminder from our earlier video, these are the Lexile bands, and being in 9th and 10th grade, we expect you to be reading between 1080 and 1305 in order to be considered a proficient reader on grade level. The students who are placed into Language Live have a reading deficiency that places them below grade level in reading. This is one of our two programs that we use to help students with reading comprehension. The other one is Reading Plus. We used the STAR Universal Screener to help identify students who needed Language Live either in May, if you are a sophomore currently, or at the beginning of August if you are a freshman. Students who scored below 950 on their STAR test were placed into Language Live. At this time, your teacher is going to pass out your goal setting sheet. It looks like this, and we are going to look at the areas noted by the red arrow. Let's look at these two parts of your goal setting sheet. The first section, the assessment and scores, come from your Language Live benchmark that you took in August of 2015. You have a score for LRS, TOSCRF, and TWS. Below that, you also have one STAR results score. If you are a sophomore, this score comes from May of 2015. If you are a freshman, the score comes from August of 2015. We're going to look at these numbers in more detail in just a moment. Here is an explanation of what the benchmark scores mean. The first score you have, the LRS, which this year has been renamed the PAR, is Language Live's version of a Lexile score. This may or may not be close to your STAR score, but it does give us two pictures of the range where you are reading between. The next score is the TOSCRF, or the Test of Silent Contextual Reading Fluency. This score analyzes the speed at which you recognize individual words in a series. This, you may remember, is the test where you used your trackpad to click between words and were timed at 3 minutes. The last number in this part of your sheet is the TWS, or the Test of Written Spelling, and this was the audible spelling test, where you were given a word, it was used in context, and then you were asked to spell it. Now let's talk about setting goals for Benchmark 2. These are the scores we saw a moment ago on an earlier slide of a student who had taken Benchmark 1. Now I'm going to ask you to think about your scores and set a goal for Benchmark 2. Benchmark 2 will be given in December. So now let's take a few minutes and talk about your goals, which you will write here in the goal column. The LRS is similar to the Lexile score, and an average student scores about 50 points ahead in a semester. So in an academic year without any reading comprehension help, the average student will grow 50 points. You may expect to grow 50, and you may expect to grow a little bit more. Write your goal here. The TOSCRF, the test that analyzes your speed at recognizing words in a time setting, will go here, next to your score. The average student will gain at least a few words by Benchmark 2, and you may grow significantly. So think about what you believe you can do and how well you did the first time you took this test. The last part of the benchmark is the Test of Written Spelling, and this again is the one where you were asked to spell words after hearing them used in context. So like the TOSCRF, the average student can expect to gain a few words over the course of the semester towards Benchmark 2. So write your goal here. Next, let's talk about setting your goals for STAR. As I mentioned earlier, the average student grows 50 to 100 points in the course of an academic year. So that's from August until May. Students in a reading program, like Language Live or Reading Plus, should grow more than 50 to 100 points. You will not take the STAR test again until May. So in your STAR results box, I want you to think about how well you did and what you think you can do. Now you don't have a space for a goal here, so I want you to look at the notes section of your sheet and write your goal there. And you can simply say, my goal for STAR is, and then put your number, what you think you will grow, 50, 100, 150, or even 125 if you like, how much you will grow between now and May. The next time you will see this sheet, it will be December. In December, you will take benchmark 2. You will revisit this sheet, look at your goals, receive your benchmark 2 scores, and talk with your teacher about setting a new goal. You will do this again in May as well. You will also take the STAR test in May. Again, that is the one that takes 30 to 40 minutes and is a silent reading comprehension test. Now, some of you are wondering, how do you move up into Reading Plus? Movement for our reading programs will happen after the December benchmark test is given. If you score highly on the December benchmark test, you may be asked to take the STAR test again as well. We will not move you solely based on one point of data, but we will look at several different things, and the STAR test is one of these things that we will use. This will occur on a case-by-case basis. If you don't show incredible improvement in December, but you are making growth, which is what we want, you will remain in your current program through May. In May, all students are tested again to make decisions about your placement next year in your advisory class. If at any time you have questions about your goals, please talk to your teacher, or you can talk to me in 1127. I'm Miss Taylor. Feel free to stop by anytime. I'm happy to help.